In the mid-1990s, Lagos was alive with the energy of a city on the rise, high-life music spilling from nightclubs, the smell of suya drifting through the streets, and a social scene where appearances meant everything. Among the city's elite was Chief Oladipo, a wealthy businessman in his late 50s. He was respected, impeccably dressed, and known for his influence in both politics and commerce. His name carried weight, and his presence at an event could open doors for anyone lucky enough to be in his circle. Adora, a striking young woman in her late 20s, had heard the stories about the chief's generosity and the way he looked after those he favored. She decided she wanted to be part of his world. She began appearing at the same upscale restaurants, charity galas, and social gatherings he attended. She dressed to impress, bold Ankara prints one day, sleek imported gowns the next, and always made sure her presence was noticed. A lingering glance across the room, a polite greeting as she passed, a compliment about his latest business award. Friends whispered that she was laying a trap, but to Adora, it was simply strategy. The chief, however, was polite but distant. He would smile, exchange pleasantries, but never linger. Weeks turned into months, and Adora's efforts seemed to bounce off him like rain on glass. Then, one humid evening at a private birthday party in Lekki, Adora was introduced to Tunda, the chief's only son. Tunda was in his mid-20s, freshly returned from studying abroad, with the easy charm of someone who had never known struggle. Unlike his father, Tunda was immediately taken with Adora. They talked for hours that night about music, travel, and the Lagos social scene. By the end of the week, they were meeting for lunch. By the end of the month, they were inseparable. It didn't take long for the gossip to start. People who had once seen Adora pursuing the father now saw her on the arm of the son. Some said she had bewitched him, others claimed it was fate. The chief kept his composure in public, but those close to the family noticed the tension. At one dinner, a guest swore they saw the chief's jaw tighten when Tunda pulled out a chair for Adora. The relationship grew serious. Tunda began talking about marriage. The chief, unwilling to cause a public scandal, tried to dissuade his son privately, but Tunda was convinced Adora was the one. The story spread through Lagos high society like wildfire. Some admired Adora's audacity, others saw it as betrayal. For months, it was the whispered topic at every cocktail party: she went for the father. And ended up with the son. By the late 90s, the romance had cooled, and Adora moved on. But the story never died. It became a cautionary tale told in hushed tones: be careful who you bring close, the arrow you dodge might still strike someone you love. Even years later, whenever Adora's name came up, someone would inevitably say, "Ah, that's the woman from the Oladipo story."